I had anxiety.
Why is that?
I haven't talked about this yet, but I had a intense year. This morning I sent a text message.
Blake Lively is facing intense backlash after It Ends With Us. Director and co-star Justin Baldoni allegedly exposed her manipulative behavior during the film's production.
And no amount of I'm sorry's will ever undo it. Hurt people hurt people.
According to Baldoni, Lively not only exerted excessive control over the project, but also falsely accused him of harassment when things didn't go her way.
I let go of so much, and I gave it to him.
In his recent interview, Baldoni detailed how Lively hijacked creative decisions, forced script rewrites, and attempted to erase his influence from the film entirely. He described her as a high-maintenance diva who used her star power to dominate the set, making it impossible for him to execute his vision.
I want to eliminate as many barriers.
As a result of her actions, Baldoni claims that the film's production turned into a toxic environment, ultimately damaging both his career and mental health.
I told them that I was exhausted, that I haven't given myself time to recover or time to heal.
Baldoni also revealed that Lively's accusations had severe consequences for his career and well-being. He claimed that the false allegations led to his blacklisting in Hollywood, causing him to lose major job opportunities and even be dropped by his own agency. The emotional toll was immense, with Baldoni admitting that he suffered from severe anxiety and distress due to the situation.
A lot of emotional stress. It's very hard on me and my family.
He expressed frustration over how quickly the industry turned against him without investigating the truth, suggesting that Lively played the victim card to manipulate public perception. Despite investing years into It Ends With Us, Baldoni found himself cast aside, while Lively continued to maintain her carefully crafted Hollywood image.
I don't have any ego in this work in that sense, because there is room for all of us.
However, he insists that the truth is now coming to light, and her tactics are beginning to backfire. According to Baldoni's legal team, Lively and her PR representatives orchestrated a smear campaign to damage his reputation and position herself as a victim.
Not feeling great. My heart was racing. I'm noticing that, I'm having some anxiety.
His lawyer, Brian Friedman, reportedly uncovered evidence proving that Lively and her team fabricated false media narratives, painting Baldoni as a predator while ensuring she remained the sympathetic figure.
Told us that Justin Baldoni denied those claims of sexual harassment and only tried to appease Blake Lively because she...
The level of manipulation was described as embarrassing, with insiders claiming that Lively weaponized the Me Too movement to serve her own interests. However, her attempt to destroy Baldoni's career completely backfired when text messages and behind-the-scenes accounts began surfacing, contradicting her claims. Instead of rallying behind her, Hollywood insiders and fans started questioning her motives, leading to a wave of skepticism about her allegations and public persona.
Was such a high-maintenance diva bully brat, he had to bend over backwards just to get her to shut up and complete the film.
The controversy escalated further when Blake Lively decided to take legal action against Justin Baldoni, filing a $250 million lawsuit in an attempt to silence him and regain control of the narrative. However, this move backfired spectacularly, as Baldoni responded with a brutal $400 million countersuit. This legal battle quickly turned into a public spectacle, exposing more details about Lively's alleged behind-the-scenes behavior. Reports claim that she not only tried to dominate the production of It Ends With Us, but also took extreme measures to shut down any opposition. The lawsuit revealed that Lively demanded final cut approval, an authority typically reserved for directors, further proving how deeply she attempted to control the film. Instead of securing sympathy, her aggressive legal strategy only fueled more scrutiny, with many now seeing her actions as a desperate attempt to maintain her Hollywood image. One of the most shocking revelations in Baldoni's interview was how Blake Lively allegedly took control of It Ends With Us, effectively pushing him out of his own film despite the fact that he had spent 5 years developing it. Baldoni had initially signed onto the project as both director and actor, investing years into shaping its vision and ensuring that Colleen Hoover's beloved novel was adapted faithfully. However, according to his claims, Lively was not content with simply playing the lead role. She wanted to dictate every aspect of the production, from script changes to creative direction. Industry insiders describe her behavior as overbearing and controlling, with reports that she made drastic demands that disrupted the original vision of the film. Instead of working collaboratively, she allegedly hijacked the production, using her Hollywood influence to impose her own creative preferences while disregarding the authority of the director and production team. As tensions escalated behind the scenes, Lively reportedly overstepped her role in unprecedented ways. According to Baldoni, she did not just provide creative input, she actively rewrote scenes, changed the script to suit her own preferences, and insisted on having final cut approval, a privilege usually reserved for directors or producers with significant creative control. This move, industry veterans note, was particularly unusual for an actor, as final cut approval essentially determines the final version of the film that audiences see. The fact that Lively allegedly demanded such authority over the project suggested that she wanted to be seen as more than just an actress. She wanted to be the driving force behind the entire movie. This level of control is virtually unheard of for someone in her position, and her insistence on having the last word over the film's production reportedly created significant friction with Baldoni and other members of the team. The situation reached a breaking point when it came time for the film's premiere, where Lively allegedly pulled her most extreme power move yet. According to reports, she ensured that Baldoni was essentially excluded from the event, barring him from attending alongside the cast, and instead forcing him to stay in a basement while she took center stage. For a film that he had poured years of his life into, this was a particularly humiliating moment, highlighting just how much control Lively had taken over the project. Many in Hollywood saw this as a blatant attempt to erase Baldoni's contributions entirely and position Lively as the sole creative force behind the film. Instead of the premiere being a celebration of everyone's work, it reportedly became a showcase for Lively's personal brand and a demonstration of the power she held over the project. This kind of behavior, insiders claim, is not just an example of diva-like tendencies, but a clear attempt to seize control of a project at the expense of others. Hollywood is no stranger to actors having strong creative opinions, but the extent to which Lively allegedly reshaped It Ends With Us raises serious concerns about her working relationships. The controversy has sparked debates within the industry about whether she is a true team player or a manipulative figure who prioritizes her own image over the integrity of the projects she's involved in. The backlash against her has only intensified as more details come to light, and many believe that this incident may have lasting consequences for her career. While Lively has spent years cultivating a carefully managed public persona, the growing allegations against her suggest that her behind-the-scenes behavior may be far less polished than her public image. If the claims are true, her actions on It Ends With Us may prove to be a turning point that significantly impacts how she is viewed within the industry. Another major blow to Blake Lively's credibility came when evidence surfaced that directly contradicted her claims of feeling unsafe around Justin Baldoni. In her allegations, Lively suggested that Baldoni had engaged in inappropriate behavior on set, making her uncomfortable and creating a hostile work environment. She reportedly positioned herself as a victim, using the Me Too movement as a shield to justify her actions and explain her legal battle against Baldoni. However, newly leaked text messages between the two tell a very different story. According to Baldoni's legal team, these messages show that Lively frequently invited him to her trailer in private, suggesting a far more friendly and professional dynamic than what she later claimed in public. This revelation has led to widespread skepticism about her accusations, as it contradicts the behavior of someone who genuinely feels threatened or unsafe. These leaked messages were reportedly released by Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, in an effort to expose what he describes as Lively's calculated smear campaign. The texts not only suggest that Lively was comfortable around Baldoni, but also that she willingly engaged in interactions that she later tried to portray as inappropriate. This has fueled accusations that she manipulated the situation to damage Baldoni's reputation, using false claims to justify her aggressive legal actions and maintain control over the film's narrative. Hollywood insiders have been quick to point out the glaring inconsistencies in Lively's story, with many questioning how someone who felt truly unsafe would repeatedly initiate private conversations and meetings with the very person they later accused. Beyond the immediate legal implications, these revelations have also dealt a serious blow to Lively's standing within the entertainment industry. Hollywood is already on high alert when it comes to false accusations, particularly in the wake of high-profile cases where public figures have been exposed for weaponizing social movements for personal gain. The comparison to Amber Heard, who similarly faced backlash for allegedly fabricating claims against Johnny Depp, has become increasingly common in discussions surrounding Lively's situation. Insiders say that the industry is growing more wary of figures who use victimhood narratives for self-promotion, and Lively's unfolding scandal is reinforcing that skepticism. As a result, many of her peers and colleagues have remained noticeably silent on the issue. Typically, when a celebrity faces serious allegations, their friends, co-stars, or industry allies will step up to defend them or offer support. In Lively's case, however, there has been an almost complete absence of public backing. No major Hollywood figures have come forward to stand by her side, and even those who have worked closely with her in the past, such as former Gossip Girl co-stars, have kept their distance. This silence is being interpreted as a sign that Lively is losing support within the industry, with many unwilling to risk their own reputations by associating with her. The fallout from these revelations is likely to have long-term consequences, as Hollywood decision-makers may hesitate to work with someone who is now seen as a liability. The exposure of these text messages has fundamentally changed the narrative surrounding the case, making it far more difficult for Lively to maintain her claims of victimhood. Rather than portraying Baldoni as the aggressor, the evidence suggests that she may have been the one manipulating the situation from the start. As the legal battle continues, it's becoming increasingly clear that Lively's attempt to control the public perception of the situation has backfired. What was once framed as a story of a vulnerable actress standing up to a powerful man is now being scrutinized as a calculated attempt to destroy someone's career for personal gain. The more information that comes to light, the more damaging it becomes for Lively, and it appears that her credibility is rapidly eroding with each new revelation. As Hollywood insiders continue to dissect the controversy, many are now comparing Blake Lively's actions to those of Amber Heard, whose high-profile legal battle with Johnny Depp revealed how false accusations can be weaponized to control narratives and damage reputations. In Lively's case, her attempt to portray herself as a number Me Too victim is beginning to unravel, as more evidence surfaces that contradicts her claims. Industry experts point out that while real victims of harassment often receive widespread support, Lively's allegations have been met with silence, even from those who have worked closely with her. This lack of backing from her peers speaks volumes, suggesting that many in Hollywood do not believe her version of events or are unwilling to publicly align themselves with her amid the growing backlash. The parallels between Lively and Heard extend beyond the allegations themselves. Both women initially enjoyed strong public support, leveraging their status and media influence to control the narrative. However, as inconsistencies in their stories began to emerge, the tide of public opinion shifted dramatically. Just as Heard faced intense scrutiny when evidence and legal rulings did not support her claims, Lively is now experiencing a similar downfall. The more Baldoni and his legal team expose, the clearer it becomes that Lively's portrayal of events does not align with reality. What was once seen as a clear-cut case of a woman standing up against a powerful man is now being re-examined, with many questioning whether Lively was the true aggressor in the situation. Adding to the growing skepticism is Lively's silence in response to the mounting evidence against her. Typically, celebrities facing serious allegations will either fight back with strong denials or provide explanations to clarify their position. However, Lively has chosen to remain largely quiet, an approach that some interpret as an admission of guilt. Rather than addressing the accusations head-on, she has seemingly retreated from the public eye, leaving speculation to grow unchecked. Even her husband, Ryan Reynolds, has been notably absent from the conversation, refusing to publicly defend her or make any statements about the controversy. This has led to further speculation that Reynolds himself may be reconsidering his marriage, with some sources suggesting that he is frustrated by the ongoing scandals surrounding his wife. Hollywood's reaction to Lively's situation has also been telling. Typically, when a beloved actress faces controversy, there is an effort to rehabilitate her image through carefully managed PR campaigns. However, in Lively's case, there seems to be no such effort underway. Instead, more and more people in the industry appear to be distancing themselves from her, signaling that her reputation is becoming increasingly toxic. Even It Ends With Us author Colleen Hoover, who once publicly supported Lively's casting, has erased all references to her on social media, further fueling speculation that Hollywood is washing its hands of her. The backlash has not been limited to the film industry. Fans, too, have begun to turn on Lively, flooding social media with negative comments and questioning her integrity. Many who once admired her are now expressing disappointment, stating that they feel deceived by the carefully curated public image she maintained for years. Online discussions have increasingly shifted from sympathy to criticism, with comparisons to Amber Heard dominating the conversation. In the court of public opinion, Lively is losing ground fast, and with her legal battle against Baldoni still unfolding, things are only expected to get worse. If history is any indication, Hollywood has little patience for celebrities who become too controversial to work with, and Lively may soon find herself facing the same industry exile that others before her have experienced. Hollywood's silence on Blake Lively's controversy is a major red flag. Normally, co-stars and industry allies defend someone facing allegations, but in Lively's case, no one is speaking up. Even It Ends With Us author Colleen Hoover has erased mentions of her from social media, suggesting she's distancing herself. This lack of support hints that Lively may have alienated many behind the scenes, reinforcing suspicions that her public image has been carefully crafted rather than genuine. The industry is now likening her downfall to Amber Heard's, as both women allegedly used false accusations to manipulate public perception. Ryan Reynolds' silence is equally damning. Known for his strong public presence, Reynolds has not defended Lively, fueling speculation that he may be distancing himself. Some insiders claim he is frustrated by the drama and its impact on his brand. If Lively loses Baldoni's $400 million countersuit, the financial hit could be devastating, potentially affecting both her and Reynolds' empire. Hollywood lawsuits of this scale can be career-ending, and with Lively already losing industry support, she risks not just financial ruin but also professional isolation. Lively's career is on the brink of collapse. Hollywood is reluctant to work with controversial figures, and the mounting evidence against her, including leaked texts and insider testimonies, has destroyed her credibility. The more Baldoni exposes, the harder it becomes for her to control the narrative. Brand deals and sponsorships are also at risk as companies avoid scandal. Once a Hollywood darling, Lively is now facing widespread backlash, and unless she can salvage her reputation, this controversy could mark the end of her stardom.